And I spoke to the principal, and he said one of the skills the kids now at school have to learn is collaboration. That is the main skill for 2020-25. Because, and if you then relate it also one step further to the teams, an IT director can say, let's roll out Microsoft Teams. Great. It can be a perfect rollout. And the rollout can be done on the right servers with the right applications. You can even integrate it with your Cisco or your Polycom or whatever video conferencing system you have. Even the surfaces can be included in it. So that's all nice. But the moment the users are not part of that whole change process, because IT is not about just deploying the right software package on the right laptop of the user.
Right.
The user doesn't understand what the software can do for him or her in his or her job.
Exactly.
A nice example, in 2009 and 10, I did in Netherlands the first fixed mobile integration together with Microsoft OCS.
Okay.
So the predecessor of Skype for Business, and for Link 2016. So already I think 5-6 versions.
Yeah, so many versions. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Now it's Team. Skype is going to go away. So as we speak, there will be just Team in the future. Yeah,
we got this week the email from Microsoft that Skype will be outfaded next year, July somewhere.
Something like that.
Yeah, so time flies. And if you then just think we are 12 years ahead and there are 5 different versions of the software package, that doesn't make it very simple for an IT organization.
Oh yeah, that's a big deal.
To change, because you can't change every 2 years with your new software package for all your users.
Exactly.
And the example what I wanted to give is that the moment the IT departments I was working with as a consultant, they rolled out at that moment for 5,000 users OCS with Microsoft Enterprise Voice and fixed a mobile integration. It was the third company in the Netherlands who was doing it, and it was the third company in Netherlands in general, and it was the first company as being a non-IT company.
Okay.
We're quite proud of the project, and everybody got OCS. And if somebody can remember, if you're a little bit older, that OCS was put in your taskbar on your computer, and it was just showing a circle, green, yellow, orange, and red.
Yeah.
And that was your present status.
Yeah, I remember that.
We came at the customer at the factory area where the engineers were working, and they said, yeah, it's a great virus scanner because it's always green. Because nobody told him that it was a new communication tool they could use.
Oh my god, unbelievable.
So at that moment, the whole user migration and implementation was forgotten. So it was a perfect software implementation. Nobody was using it because nobody knew it was present.
Exactly.
We started at that moment also user adoption training. We did that very small and tried to roll that out in bigger waves. So first start with the people who are very in favor of the new technology, who were eager learning, the early adopters, and try to give them the first heads up about what to do. And they could easily chat with us and have a conversation, a phone call, and suddenly they could use their the mobile phone together with their desk phone and being available anywhere, anytime. So the moment you explained it to the user, they were flabbergasted. Really cool. And the great thing is, in the Netherlands at that moment, the offices were so occupied, they said, okay, please work from home. And the team members who were working from home were just part of the whole team. And in these last 10 years, I have still seen that user adoption, it's becoming more important, but it's still not top of mind for the IT management teams.
No, I agree.
They still do change processes without any user adoption.
Yeah, because what I've seen through the experience is that user adoption and training is important, because not let IT force this. Let business come up with the requirements and the demand. And it's not a technical challenge, it's more of a social challenge. So let the user get used to the product.
Yeah, in the early days, we needed to sit behind our computer. We had some video, but that was quite blurry and not really fast. But at least you had a first interaction. I could also see Adnan from a distance, because Dubai and Belgium and Netherlands at that time where I lived is still 5 hours, 6 hours, about 5 hours flight. That communication is becoming much easier. The risk is, of course, is that we as IT professionals are so used to the latest technology, and that we know how to set up your Bluetooth headset, how you connect it with your laptop, where you do your audio settings. We should not think that every user is at the same level of understanding and knowledge adoption as we are.
Right.
So we are IT professionals, and it is our task, at least that's what I believe, I really believe, and also what I tell out, speak out as for my company, is that user adoption is critical to any successful project within the IT. And it can be a Microsoft Teams implementation, a new Office suite, a Windows 10 rollout, but also a new SaaS application, which is used for your whole business processes, like ServiceNow or SAP.
Right.
If you don't embrace your users and you don't start to do a proper change management process, yes, we are talking about ITIL. Yes, we are talking about the normal process changes and procedures, but still the user is the one who has to use the tools. And if you forget the users, you can roll out whatever you want, but you are always unsuccessful.
Yeah, it ain't going to work for sure. And exactly in the last few minutes of this discussion, what you talked about, ITIL, ServiceNow, and all that. So the point I'm making, even we have the cloud, is not going to change. So people with those skill set, hey, guys, if you're watching, you're still in a good area.
Yeah, and the advantage, of course, in the cloud is that you can at least easily scale. You see that in the past, when you started with a small implementation and it was successful, then suddenly you had to order new hardware, you had extra VMs, you had to combine them, you had to migrate the data, then you had to shut down the system, start it up again, downtime for the users. And now with the cloud's possibilities, of course, it's more or less just clicking tick on your mouse, and you have more capacity available, more power, CPU power, more memory.
I want to sum it up with the thing you just said about, and as you mentioned, those days, manual hardware requirement and procurement and all that. With the cloud, you don't have to do any more. And on top of that, this is where we're going to have more with the cloud requirement, where companies are seeking for the skill in DevOps, in AI, in machine learning. In my opinion, it's just the beginning. We still have a lot to see, because when we compare 10 years ago, the mobile app industry didn't exist, and iPhone and all that. In the last year, how exponentially it's gone. Now from the cloud, I see the same thing. It's just started, and even it may not take the same 10 years, it will be next 4 or 5 years. You never know.
No, we can't predict the future. And I think that is also something we can discuss in the next chat. So again, also to all the listeners and viewers, thank you at least for joining to our channel. And I hope you liked the conversation, and let us know what you think, your questions you have. If you also have other topics you would like to discuss, just let us know. We are open for it. And again, good to have a conversation just before the weekend, Adnan. And I wish you all a very pleasant day.
Yeah, thank you so much. And I appreciate your time. And I'll definitely will catch up sometime soon. Thank you and have a good day.